Hi, welcome to a request video. It's all about skin and how we as therapists view your skin. So a lot of comments that I've had are, I would like to get a massage but I don't feel confident about a scar that I've got, or I'd like to have a massage but I feel I've got stretch marks. I want to talk you through why we as therapists just don't care about that. We are there to treat you. We've got different treatments and different methods that can actually improve the look of some of these things. And thanks to this request, I'm now going to just chat you through some of the key things and just let you know why, if you want it, you should get it done, and we're here to help. Right, the first thing is scars. Now, scars vary so widely from post-operative to injuries to sometimes, and this is a difficult subject, if it's a self-inflicted injury. So what I want you to know is, as a therapist, we are not judging you. Now, you may be judging you. Can you actually hear this thunder just now? I just want you to know there's a crazy thunderstorm on just now. It's in June and it's thunder and lightning. So if you can hear this or if you can see the flashes, bear with me. It's actually quite interesting to see. Now, back to the scars. If it's post-operative, then we need to know. Now, sometimes you might be uncomfortable with the look of the scar. We might be able to help you because sometimes it might be the way that it's healing, and there's products and there's methods of massage that can help with that. Sometimes if it's an injury that's been an accident, once you're healed, again, there's certain things that we can do that can actually help to improve the appearance. We never claim that we can remove any site of a scar, but there are treatments that we can guide you towards from different therapists, from doctors and nurses that specialise in that. But obviously we need to know, without encroaching on your privacy, we need to know why you've got the scar within reason. Is it an operation? Is it something that is within 6 months of the operative timescales, because we can't work on it from the outside if there's still healing going on inside? And we also need to know if it's something that you maybe had an infection with, or if it's something that you are still in the process of having treatment with through your doctor. So we need to know these things. It's not nosiness, it's genuinely that we need to know so that we can make sure that we treat you correctly, or if you are under the orders of your doctor, that we hold off treatment until you're safe to receive it. An example that I can think of for myself is doing a treatment. It was a group of people who were having massages, and one of the clients that I hadn't met before had just had a cesarean about 2 weeks before. So it was their first day out and they obviously wanted a massage, but you cannot do a back massage on someone who's 2 weeks into recovery from a cesarean, because everything's fresh, the wound is still basically just getting to grips with healing. And even though it might feel okay, and sometimes even if it's a few months down the line, if it looks okay, there's healing going on underneath. And it's literally, I always say, it's like it's knitting together. It's like a jigsaw underneath the skin. And what might look like a nice healed scar on the surface, there's a lot going on inside. And just by the process of massage or by doing a treatment that disrupted what was going on underneath, you could actually cause it to fall backwards in its healing, or even worse, you could cause a little bit of injury. So when it's something like an operative scar, you must let us know. You don't have to go into extreme detail, but that's the reason why we want to know for that. Next, we've got older scars. So sometimes the scar might be something that you're uncomfortable with. It could be where it is on your body. But again, if it's an older scar, and we could be talking years, then it's not something that we necessarily would quiz you on unless it's something that the treatment could affect. So occasionally there might be a treatment where any sort of scar tissue could be a contraindication. It could be a treatment where, say for instance, this isn't a contraindication to tanning, but depending on the type of scar that you've got in an area, sometimes the false tan won't take to it. So instead of it actually blending in with the skin in the way that a faded scar might, just depending on the type of scar, when you do the fake tan, it could actually make it more visible. This is, again, just an extreme example. It's not the case for everyone, but that might be times when your therapist is asking. So again, it's not nosiness, it's just to make sure your expectations are in line with the results. So the thunder and lightning is still intense at the moment, but I hope it's not interrupting the video for you. You can hear me okay. Next thing about scars is when it is more of a sensitive issue for you, and you maybe have an issue where you are causing yourself to do things that you know are causing disruption to your skin or damage to your skin, and that could be things like skin picking. It could be moving into different areas where you might even have cut yourself or be cutting. These are things that we are here to help you. We are here to be a friendly ear, and you shouldn't be embarrassed if there's something that is stopping you from a treatment. Now, we are all under an oath, and in the similar, it's not the same oath as GPs, but there's a code of conduct. So we will not discuss anything out with the treatment room. We will not discuss you with the next person that comes in. So if it's something that you know that you have done or are doing that's causing damage to your skin, yes, you might have to tell us in case we don't want to cause you injury, but it's not something that we will then hold and repeat to anyone else. That is not the case. What we can do, if you want us to, is actually help you when the time is right to look at treatments that might improve the appearance of skin that has healed. It can also be a friendly ear, some advice if you're looking to chat with someone. We would always recommend you go to your GP or the relevant healthcare professional. But even myself, I have been asked sometimes if I can look at something and, just my opinion, is it something that you think I've caused permanent damage? Is it something that you think I could improve the appearance of? We can advise. We've got scars ourselves. It's very rare to find someone that doesn't have a scar. I've got stretch marks. I've got stretch marks on my knees, on my hips. It's really rare for someone not to have some form of scars. And it's about trusting in your therapist. So just because we're all professional and we won't share your confidential information, that doesn't mean that we don't all have personalities that blend. So what I would say is, if you go to a therapist and you just don't feel as if you're gelling, then don't think to yourself, okay, I can't go to any therapists. You can just look about and find a therapist that works with you. Some might be just a little bit too brisk for you. Some might be too gentle in their pressures. Some might be too busy, too many clients. It's about finding what's right for you. Some might be too far away. So not only is it about personality, it's about finding the person that matches what you look for. So I would say when it comes to anything to do with scars, be it operative, be it something that was an accident, or be it something that's a little bit more delicate, just remember that we are here to help you. And even if you don't get the right fit the first time, there's a therapist out there for everyone. And quite often, without crossing the line, we can become your friend. And I've got clients that I've known for almost 15 years now, and we are friends now. But I always, when we're doing the treatments, I'm always their therapist, and we have that line of respect and of confidentiality. On the subject of confidentiality, you'll know that therapists hold sensitive information about you, and it's quite fitting that within the EU there's now, you might have heard of it, GDPR. So this is a new piece of legislation where there are legalities in how we hold your information and the way that we use your information. So if for any reason you are interested in GDPR as a client, or if you're a therapist yourself and you're still not 100% sure about how GDPR works and how it affects you, then just check the description box below, because there's a link to an excellent course that I've actually used myself. And it just means that we can keep ourselves right, because when it comes to the new legalities and holding client information, you have to make sure that you're in keeping with the relative laws as they are now, and this has been the biggest law change in years. So if you're in any doubt as a client or as a therapist, check the description box, because this is a course that's really helped me. So I talked a little bit about stretch marks, and that is something that you wouldn't believe how many people are uncomfortable about their stretch marks. I have a funny story about stretch marks. I didn't actually realise that I had them. I thought that my cat had scratched my knees and I couldn't understand why I had these red marks on my knees. I was maybe about 13 or 14 and I thought, oh, the cat's obviously scratched my knees when she was sitting on it. How stupid. It was actually stretch marks because I grew quite tall quite quickly, and even, obviously I hadn't trained at the time, but even something that looking back now was glaringly obvious. A lot of us don't realise we've got them, or we don't know until it's too late. And because it's a stretch in the skin, it's a tear if you like, and the damage is there, and it does fade, and it fades to the point where in some people it becomes practically invisible. I want you to know that as therapists, whether you've got them on your chest, on your hips, on your legs, on your back, anywhere, again, we're not judging you. If anything, we all feel the same, because it's rare. Of course there are people that don't have them, but it's rare that someone has a body that head to toe is absolutely blemish free and perfection. So again, we can use different oils and massages that can improve the health and the condition of the skin. We can invest in different treatments, there's lasers, there's so many different things that you can do now, and it's about knowing that rather than being embarrassed and using the stretch mark as a barrier to ever going to see someone and thinking you're being judged, it's the opposite. We can actually help, and a lot of the time, depending on the mood that you're in, depending on how you view the stretch marks, sometimes you can have such a funny time just literally comparing, or wait till you see this one, wait till you see that one, and it can actually, depending again on your relationship with your therapist, you can have a good giggle. But again, don't ever feel it's a barrier to getting that treatment. There's so much we can do for you, and if you don't want anything done, then just enjoy getting whichever treatment it is that you chose to get done. The last thing about skin that I want to talk to you about today is just about different skin conditions, whether it's eczema or eczema, however you like to call it, psoriasis, dermatitis, maybe you've got acne, severe dryness. There's so many skin issues that stop people from wanting to get a treatment. And again, we're here to help. A lot of people get into the industry, want to become a therapist because they've had an experience, or because they wanted to educate themselves about a problem that they had. I know therapists that had bad skin, and as they were educating themselves, they became more engaged with the industry, and that's why they wanted to become therapists. Other people had their makeup done and it triggered an interest. Some people had a negative experience and they thought, I actually know someone said they thought I could do better than that. And that's how they got into the industry, is they thought, I can do better, and they ended up becoming an excellent therapist. And they were right. They're far more engaged than that original experience they had where they felt that their therapist wasn't engaged. Hands up, everyone has a bad day though, so if you do have a bad experience, don't ever say, okay, I'm never going back to that person, or I don't like them at all. Of course it's your choice, but we do get times where, again, as I said earlier, maybe your personalities don't blend. That happens. But we will go in depth in future videos into the different skin types. But you know, again, that there's so much out there, so many amazing YouTube channels, people that have got videos up that go in depth to a level that I couldn't better. So what I will do is ask you to comment with what you'd like me to go into. Ask me any questions below. Just guide me in where you would like this skin series to go. I've got no problem with recommending different channels that I really enjoy the content with. So again, if they've done something that I don't think I can better, we may as well just guide you towards that. And likewise, if there's something that you don't think's out there and you think that I could help you with, just leave me a comment below. But I hope you enjoyed that little introduction into how we as therapists view skin. And I look forward to chatting to you again soon. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And again, with all the algorithms changing, if you can hit the little notification bell, that would be great. And I'll see you again.